plan A.
You're dividing your resources.
Exactly. So the focus that I've had of being a professional footballer for my whole life, I think, has been beneficial to me. And it's got me in the situation where I am. I went to America and I did well in the scholarship there. But now I'm back and I'm at an age now where it needs to happen pretty soon.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But I'm going to say, I want to spell this out and make it pretty clear. Fuck your plan B.
Yeah,
and
I don't have one.
No, I'm going to say this.
True.
I think the most consistently said thing to people who aspire for great things is you need a plan B. If, as we've touched on there, if you are striving for something that a lot of people want and that it's hard to get, you don't have enough resources to divide yourself. You need to put everything you have into what you want. And as a result of that, you don't have time for a plan B right now. You do everything you can to create what it is that you're looking for. And if it goes wrong, I stand firm to say you will acquire so many valuable skills, be it discipline, grit, determination, the skills themselves of what you're doing,
and you'll be fine.
Experience. Yeah. You will provide yourself with a vast array of qualities that anyone who has just decided to take the most benign, boring of routes towards things because they weren't strong enough to aspire for something, they won't have those things. You will. And as a result of that, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. You can go again. You have time. If it doesn't work this time and you need to pivot, you work that out later. But for now, plan A.
And I think when I told my parents, when they said it when I was younger, I think they realised. Because I knew that, I think what made my parents realise was when I was playing football when I was younger and I was walking out of Chelsea training ground about to go play a game. And they were like, okay, shit, he might actually make it. Like, he's in a very good position right now. He's still one of the best players on the pitch. Like, they didn't just say this because they were my parents. He's still getting seen. He can be there. And just that little belief that they told me that one day, I was like, okay, you do believe. Even though I'm getting older, you still believe. Both of them, when I said I'm very focused on my plan A, they didn't just not support it, they support it now. They think I can get there, which is really rewarding and really kind of, it builds my confidence for that. And it makes me think, I always think, like, all the stuff they've done for me, I'm not going to be one of those footballers that earn all the money and then fuck off. I'm going to be one to give back. All the people that have lifted me to all these places, I want to, like, pay off the mortgage or whatever, or buy my parents a new house. Like, I want to do that with the money. I don't want to just go splash on designer clothes or whatever, like, whatever they do. But I think that's another driving factor that I have of, if I do make this, I'm going to do good with it.
And that's a very strong fuel, very potent fuel.
Definitely. And I think it's not just impressing people, it's impressing myself more than other people. Like, I want to go do it because I've had this feeling my whole life. Yeah. And then I want to give back to the people that have helped me through it. You've got a point to prove. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm going to do that. But it's just when that happens, and I think I'm doing all the right stuff to do it now. Yeah, so. and that's the thing that I will forever say this. This will be the sentiment that I voice to my son whenever he finds his way into this world, is I have the utmost respect and hope for anyone who wants to do something that is out of the ordinary. I love that. Yeah. It's character. Yeah. And I like when people are brave enough to understand that what they're going for is not necessarily the most common of things, and that's okay. I like when people are strong enough to embrace the fact that people will be... I get this quite often with the podcast, where you get some form of feeling that people sort of... people think, it's just a pipe dream, but good for you. Good for you. Yeah. And I mean, I've got that as well. Like, okay, like the quote that we said before, everyone wants to be a pro footballer, you're not going to make it. Even all the academy players, they don't even make it. So how are you going to make it? What about the millions of footballers that there are then? What about all of them? How did they make it? Exactly. And I feel, and you've got to tell yourself, because if you don't, that's when you don't make it. you are one of those.
Yeah.
Why
can you not be?
Yeah, like, okay, why could they be then?
Exactly.
And why can't I be one of those? And you've just got to think that with whatever you do, really. So
it stands true to what is a classically English method of thought, but certainly just a human way of thinking, is you could look at all the examples of it going right and derive strength from that, or you can look at all the examples of it going wrong and you can enable yourself to act weakly as a result of knowing that. You've got a surplus of evidence on both fronts of success and failure. Now, riddle me this. Why, if you've got this much evidence that it goes right, are you choosing the evidence of it going wrong?
Why would I step back now? Yeah.
Why? Why don't you provide yourself with the leeway to go, I don't care if people think that I'm mental for trying something that other people don't. Think that way. I don't care if you think, if it sounds odd to you. It sounds odd to you because you haven't done what I've done.
Yeah.
You haven't put the work in that I've put in. You haven't been where I've been. And as a result of that, of course you don't understand. You haven't done it. And I mean this in no sense at all to denigrate or ridicule anyone who doesn't put themselves towards things. I think my ubiquitous hope for as many people as possible is that you are happy, and that doesn't have to be through working hard. But what I will say is, I think for the people who are driven enough to do something like yourself, where you know that the odds are stacked against you, the people that are driven enough to do that anyway, to think, I know not everyone gets into this, but I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway because I want to. There's bollocks in that, and I have a lot of respect for that, and I think that's the standard way of being that you should be towards someone who aspires for something like that. It doesn't matter how uncertain it is. If someone's doing that, good for them. And what I would add to that is there's no certainty in anything, and the things that there are certainty in are not guarantees that you want. You can be certain that you will live a life where you are unfulfilled and you never felt as though you really strived to become what you might have been able to become if you never try. That's a guarantee. Do you want that guarantee?
Exactly.
I would wage probably not. Everything else besides that is abstract. You don't know whether anything's going to work. You could go into any career or choose any form of life. Any path in any direction comes with uncertainty. So you choose which uncertainty you're willing to have. Would you rather have the uncertainty that ends with disappointment and not even a sense of fulfillment of at least even trying?
Yeah, because that's what I was about to say. If you haven't even tried, then...
Or would you like something that at least, even if it does go wrong, that you can say to yourself, no matter what, I did it. I went for it. At least I went for it. Because it's one of those things, it's regret, isn't it? That's what it boils back to.
Yeah, because then you can think, okay, what if I did try?
It's an unanswered question. And there is nothing that is more painful than regret. Because you can't, it's the wanting to be where you once were, and you'll never be there again. So whilst you are there, do something about it.
Yeah, and like I said, like it's with your podcast, the amount of hours that you put in that people don't know that you're putting in is insane. So it should, well, it will, I'm sure it will. It will go places. The podcast will go places because of the effort you're putting in. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that other people can put you down and say, oh, how do you know if your podcast is going to go places? Well, how do you know if it... Yeah. I don't. And how do you know that if it isn't or not?
Yeah,
so,
very good point. Very good point.
I don't think people, or that's why I don't listen to these people either that say you have plan Bs, or that you should say that, oh, you won't make it because a lot of people are doing it. There's lots of people doing podcasts. There's lots of people wanting to be footballers. And I'm like, okay, cool. But it doesn't really matter. If you want to do something, you've got to at least try. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if you don't try, like you said, you regret for not trying. But I think if you do the right amount of hours and all the stuff that you need to do, and you're doing everything right, there's no reason why it won't go and be